depending on what K-State does in week 0, if they lose to us or not, that could be a game that has Big 12 title implications early in the year. So it's going to be interesting to see at least these first few weeks. A lot of these matchups, at least when you look at weeks 4 through 6, conference wise, they stand out to me. What about you?
Yeah, I think I was looking at weeks 4 through 6 instantly because those first few weeks in conference play are really gonna set the tone for who
Uh-huh.
will be contending, who is a pretender, and who could potentially, uh, a dark horse candidate to make a run possibly to Arlington. But somewhere else I'd look at is, let's say see, like, later in the year, the matchup between Iowa State, Arizona State, to see where those 2 teams are coming into November, depending on the rest of the season goes. Then you also have, yeah, the 2 rivalries, with the Holy War and the Sunflower State Showdown. Really curious to see what all 4 of those teams will end up in back-to-back weeks for Utah because there is some hype that Utah could possibly, like, get back to the pedigree they were in the Pac-12 a couple years ago. Obviously, they had a really injury-riddled year last year, going 4-8, but it looks like the noise and the hype is still around Utah in some way, shape, or form, and this 2-week stretch for them could really it'd be a midseason check to see whether Utah is at that form they need to be in or has things gone wrong once again in Salt Lake City.
I mean, if it wasn't for Arizona State Baylor being the same week as Texas Tech at Utah, I mean, we could really say that week 4 that could be the game of the week in the Big 12. If it wasn't for Arizona State Baylor. Baylor's been getting a lot of preseason hype, and Arizona State's the defending Big 12 champion. But I'm really, really excited for that matchup because I like for both those teams. Like with Tech, like if they're able to go on the road and get a win in Rice Echo Stadium against Utah, we'll find Tech might be actually be a player in this year's Big 12. So we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, and you mentioned week 4. I mean, take a look at some of these. The matchups you mentioned: Arizona State, Baylor, Texas Tech, Utah. I'm curious about this West Virginia Kansas matchup because
Kansas had that game in hand last year in Morgantown, and they just blew their opportunity.
I think you quoted this earlier. You said that was Kansas's year in hell when they just could not put like a game together. Like they could not win a game late with the lead for
Uh
that
huh.
stretch in the year. So yeah, I mean, this might be possible that Kansas could possibly get this one back. And I mean, I'm curious to see where West Virginia is with Rich Rodriguez back at the helm.
Yeah, definitely.
Rich Rod football, dear God.
Uh,
Dude, you just
it's
know every Rich Rod there. The only thing I can remember is the time like West Virginia had that 2007 year, and then they lose to Pitt in the backyard brawl. Oh no.
they were solid, like because like up until then, they were the team in the Big East.
Yeah.
2000, like it was them, Louisville, Cincinnati, some years, Rutgers when they were going. So it was mainly those teams, and then USF would pop off a little bit, and then trying to think who else was in that conference. But it was fun because they used to rule weeknights, mostly Thursday night games. That's when the Big East games would come on, and nice little ranked matchup. Um, One game that stands out in my mind was like Louisville versus Rutgers, and Rutgers upset them on Thursday night on ESPN.